Welcome back to NHL Now. Time for the Super 16 presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. That means our buddy Dan Rosen from NHL.com. And Dan, it's a new week. You got a new list. So let's see 16 through 9 and give me your thoughts.
All right, here we go. 16, the Montreal Canadiens. They keep beating the Winnipeg Jets, so that's a good thing. They play them tonight, so that's important. 15, the Chicago Blackhawks. You know what? Here are the Blackhawks, 2-7-3 versus the teams in front of them in the division. 12-4-2 against the teams behind them. So they got to keep beating those teams behind them, and I think they'll be a playoff team. Calgary is a team I want to talk about here, EJ. 3-0, getting the Sutter bump, right? The Darryl Sutter bump that the Los Angeles Kings obviously got too. But what's interesting to me is how they responded. So the other night, they give up a goal to Leon Draisaitl at 5:25 of the third period to tie it at 3-3. A minute 7 later, Noah Hannafin comes back and they score a goal to go up and win that game. So I like that response. That to me is another sign of a team coming around. So I got Calgary in at 14. 13, you got the Flyers. A bit of a struggle, but a nice win. 5-4 against the Rangers the other night. Carter Hart continues to struggle a little bit. Pittsburgh won 6 straight, but that injury to Malkin is concerning. Winnipeg in there, and I like Winnipeg. Their PP has been really, really good. So I have them in there at 11. The Toronto Maple Leafs, another team we'll talk about here, EJ. What do you think? Toronto.
Boy, at 10, I hope Jackie doesn't get a hold of you because
you know what?
She's not going to be happy with this.
How about you win, right? You can't just feast early. You got to win late, too. Here's the thing with Toronto. So they've lost 5 of their last 6. They got only 10 power play chances in those 6 games. That's an average of 1.67 per game. 24 games before that, when they went 18-4-2, they averaged 3.2 power plays. Earn your power plays, earn the power play minutes, earn the wins. That's how I kind of look at it. And then I got Boston in there at 9. Struggle to score, but I still like the Bruins. I think they're really good. Still, they just need to get some a little more secondary scoring in there.
Yeah, I think you have a little bias towards the Bruins, which that's understandable. That's a really good team.
Hey,
but because when you're doing these lists, I get it. I do them as well, and I know sometimes we all have our own personal biases towards teams. But the Bruins and Leafs have both been struggling lately. Yet you gave the Bruins the nod, so I think that's fair to say that you like the Bruins, which is okay.
I've seen it from Boston before where they've been able to come back and be strong and be a very strong team. Yeah, and we still need to see that from the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that's just it.
Fair point. I would have the Penguins a little higher, but let's get to 1 through 8 right now and see where you are with that list. Get it up on here, Dan. Let's give me your ideas on what do you got at the top.
I like how you threw in that little dig about the Penguins. That was pretty good. So the Minnesota Wild, all right, you probably have them a little higher too. 5 straight wins. Let's talk about them a little bit. Kaapo Kähkönen, 9 straight wins, a .947 save percentage, and a .144 goals against in that stretch. You know what? He has been terrific, and he's not the best rookie on the team. That's Kirill Kaprizov, but he's a pretty close second right now. And so I got them there. The only reason I have the Avalanche a notch ahead of them is Colorado's been banged up, and now that they got McKinnon back in the lineup, Colorado's won 4 straight with Nathan McKinnon back in the lineup. So I still like the Avalanche ahead of the Wild, and I'd like to see them get Cale Makar back in the lineup. So they're 7. The Islanders won 9 straight. Got to give them props, but the Anders Lee situation is obviously concerning. That very hard player to replace, and he won't be back for the rest of the season. Carolina won 8 straight before losing to Detroit. Very good team, but I couldn't put them ahead of Florida, who I just love right now. 4 straight wins for them. They've been terrific.
Finally.
And then the Washington Capitals. How about this? 6 in a row. You got Ovechkin getting obviously 7-18. I think he catches Marcel Dion this season, by the way. He needs 13 goals in 27 games. I think Washington is the best team in the East Division, and they're proving it. But I question when they get to the playoffs, is their goaltending going to be strong enough, EJ? That's the only question I have for when they get to the playoffs. But you know what? We'll have to get there. Vegas 2, Tampa Bay 1.
You know what? I look at your list, Dan, and I think we agree on one thing about it is that neither one of us feel like we have a read for the North Division just based on where you have some of those teams, right? I mean, I think we agree on that like there's a lot of offense up there. I'm not sure how these teams would do if they were playing the Tampas, the Vegases, some of the teams in the other divisions. So I think that has really thrown a monkey wrench into trying to figure out how these lists are shaped because the teams aren't all playing each other.
Yeah. So I was just talking to somebody about this, and I said the North Division is, if you compare it to baseball, they're playing with the DH. The other teams are not. The other three divisions are not. So it's very hard to determine. And usually, like you say, EJ, in the past, like we're seeing all these teams play against each other and travel around and do their thing. We're not seeing that now, so it does make it harder to do these lists. But you're going to have to fight me on Tampa Bay because they're the #1 team in the league.
No fight for me. No fight for me. They're playing very well. They deserve that spot. But we will see how things go as the season goes on. They're in a tough division with some good teams. Dan, thanks for your time, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
All righty. Thanks.